Hi there, so today I'm going to show you how to make my mom's turkey croquettes. This is great for leftover turkey and it's very simple to do. So all you need is from your leftover turkey to just take it off and shred it up and see how much you get from that. So my bowl has about 4 cups of turkey. So for 4 cups of turkey, I'm going to use a stick of butter. I've got a large onion chopped up. There we go, 4 tablespoons of flour, 2 cups of milk, and I've got 1 8-ounce block of sharp cheddar cheese. If you prefer a different type, you can use that, but I've just got a regular orange cheddar that I like. So you start by melting your butter on the stove. I've just got it on a medium heat, so I'm going to let that come to a little bubble. And then we're going to saute our onions until they're nice and translucent. Okay, so my butter's just starting to bubble on the side there, so I'm going to add in my large onion. I normally only use a medium onion. This is a little bit more onion than I use, but you can alter that depending on what size onion you have and how onion you like your food. So I'm just going to stir this around until they're translucent. Alright, so I'm happy with how much those have cooked down now. And so to that, I'm going to add my 4 tablespoons of flour. And just stir that in and cook it for just a minute or so. You're kind of making a roux. Well, you are making a roux, but you're making a roux with onions in it. So we're going to just cook out the flour for a minute. And then to that, I'm going to add my 2 cups of milk. A little bit at a time. Okay, so now that the milk's been added, it needs to thicken, but as it's thickening, I'm just going to add in all of my cheese as well. And we'll do that all at the same time. Losing a little of the edge. So just stir that in. Go. And now I'm also going to add a little bit of salt and pepper. And a little bit of sage. It's probably about 2 tablespoons or so. You can adjust this to whatever sort of flavoring you would like. Once I add in the turkey after this is thickened, I'll taste it and adjust the seasoning if it needs a little bit more sage or salt or pepper. So you can always hold back now and add just a little bit and then add more after. You want to keep stirring occasionally just to make sure that it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan. Okay, so as you can see, it's just started to come to a little bit of a boil, and it's nice and thick. So I'm going to turn off the heat, and then I'm going to add this to my turkey and mix it all together. So let me go bring this over to the turkey, and I'll be right back. Right, so I've got my big bowl of chicken here, and that's about 4 cups or so. that I had left from my turkey. So I'm just going to add my hot cheese sauce to that. There we go. And so I'm just going to stir that all in. There we go. So that's all mixed in now. At this point, taste it and see if you need to adjust the seasoning at all. And now what you need to do is put that back, leave it at room temperature to cool down, and pop it into the fridge for maybe about an hour or so. All you're doing is looking for it to sort of harden a little bit so that you can pick it up and shape it into the croquette shapes. So I will pop that, leave it to cool, then pop it into the fridge for a little bit and come back and show you how to make the croquettes. Okay, so I've let my mixture cool down to the point where I can scoop it out and shape it. And now I need to crumb it so that it can be fried. So I've just taken a little handful, and you can see sort of it's a palmful of the mixture. And I want to, instead of doing the flour, egg, breadcrumb that you normally do, I want a little bit more of a crust than that. So I'm going to do breadcrumb, egg, breadcrumb, and that gives it just a little bit more of a crust and holds its shape nicely when you fry it. So pop it into the breadcrumbs, just coat it, and then I'm just going to actually move my fork out of the way and just give this a quick roll like that, and then pop it back into my breadcrumbs. Make sure you get the ends. And there you go. So that is my first turkey croquette. So I'm just going to pop it onto my baking sheet and go ahead and make the rest of mine. And then I will come back and show you what it looks like to fry them. Okay, so my whole batch made a baker's dozen, so 13 of the little croquettes. And as I was showing you, they're sort of palm-sized ones. If you want to make them bigger or smaller, you can. Bigger makes it a little bit harder to fry them and maneuver them a little bit. So smaller would probably be a little bit better idea, or just kind of a medium size is great. We tend to eat anywhere between 3 to 6 of them at a time. So this is really enough for maybe anywhere from 2 to 4 people, depending on how hungry we are. And I usually serve these with some mashed potatoes. But once they get to this stage, if you don't need to cook them right away, this is a great time to just pop them back into the fridge so you can get these done ahead of time. You can also cook them and then keep them cold and reheat them. We often cook all of them and then just heat them up as we need them, so that works as well. But we need to fry them next. So in my pan, I'm going to heat some vegetable oil, and then we'll get these fried. Okay, I've got my oil heating, and it's nice and hot, so I'm ready to pop my croquettes in. So I'm just going to use tongs and drop them in. Not really drop them, place them in very carefully. And I want to leave enough room so that they can cook properly, and then I can get my tongs in there to flip them over. I might be able to sneak another one in there. There we go. And I'm just going to cook these until they're a nice brown color. Just move that one over a little bit. There we go. So I will flip them over. I'm not just going to leave them. I'm not doing a deep fry sort of thing. If you have a deep fat fryer, you can by all means cook them that way. I don't, so I'm just using a deep pan, sort of a saute pan, and had sort of maybe an inch of oil in the bottom of it. So to cook the bottom side, and then I'll flip them over and get the other side cooked as well. I'm just going to pick one, and that's nice and brown, so I'm going to flip them all over. Now you remember with these, this is already cooked chicken, so you don't need to worry about cooking anything on the inside. You've already cooked your mixture, cheesy mixture, and you've already cooked the chicken, so really you're just cooking the egg and the breadcrumb mix on the outside and crisping that up. So that's all you're really looking for, and obviously to warm them again all the way through if you're going to eat them right away. Okay, so those are all nice and golden brown, and I'm just going to remove them to a paper towel to drain off to the side, and then I'll cook my next batch. Right, so these are the finished croquettes. We serve them with a little bit of mashed potatoes. Very, very yummy recipe, great for leftover turkey. Please give it a go, absolutely one of my favorites. Thanks so much for watching my video. If you enjoyed it, please do give me a thumbs up, and please subscribe to see what else I'm up to. Thanks for watching.